Hello, world. Welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur Show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ approach and an LGBT perspective in an LGBTQ plus planet where each and every one of us belongs to one or two of the 10-letter sexual alphabet. And today we're going to do a recap of the news of last week. That is the 7th week of 2019 that has just passed. Very interesting week, and it involves news about Jussie Smollett, and also Kenya postponing the ruling for the decriminalization of homosexuality. And today we've decided we've come outside as usual. Sometimes we get time to come out. It's very nice when you are when you want to feel relaxed. Sometimes it's good to do a video in the air, open space. Look at Nairobi. That is Nairobi. I forget the name of that building. I know this one is a college. That's a college, and I've forgotten the name of that building, but it's a very beautiful building, as you can see, designed very well. And there are other buildings. Let me try and shoot the other side. Let's try the other side. Let me tilt it that way. Yeah, so there are other buildings in that side, and this is a park where we come sometimes to read books and to do very many things. Of course, there are people who also live here. Yes, the homeless people, they live in the park, but not so many of them. But it's sometimes a safe place to sleep when you don't have a house. So that's the urban lifestyle in Nairobi. So yeah, it's so good sometimes to come out. It's refreshing, and you feel the air. Spiritually, you connect with the atmosphere. Yes, and that's why we are here today. Now, let's go to the news. And Jussie Smollett has been accused of lying to the police of being attacked by two homophobic men, and in fact they've even said he paid them to attack him so that he can have a case. I mean, he can get a bigger salary at Empire. And I was like, what? That is unbelievable. And people have made jokes about Jussie. Let me see if I can get some of the jokes. There's a group I'm in WhatsApp, and it's a very funny joke I saw. I hope I can get it very fast. Yes, I can. Let's do that. That is my church group, CAC, Cosmopolitan Affirming Church. We are an LGBTQ plus inclusive fellowship based in Nairobi, and whose purpose is to spread the radical message of Jesus Christ and love for all humankind. Yes, that's what we stand for. So here's a picture. Look at that. Let me reduce my size. Just see. So guys have been creating cartoons calling Jussie the Lion King rather than the Lion King. And I was like, it's not very... I really don't believe that. I'm on Jussie's side for one reason. It's very hard to prove that somebody paid somebody to attack another person. I mean, why would someone pay another person to attack him so that he can get money? It really doesn't make sense. Jussie is a very handsome guy. I mean, he would never even want to try to touch his face, to injure his face in the name of getting money. It doesn't make sense, and yeah, it doesn't make sense because when you see the pictures of the attack, Jussie had scars. He was clearly beaten, and that's why I'm really, I don't really side with people who are attacking Jussie. I don't, because even if he wanted a salary, yes, even if he wanted a salary, a higher salary at Empire, you would not go to the extent of scratching yourself. I can't. Personally, I can't. Maybe he can, but I can't, because I want to get money in the easiest way I can, whereby I don't injure myself. Yes. And I know America has problems of people who lie to insurance companies. They cause accidents to themselves. But sometimes that argument doesn't even hold water, because there is no human being, or there are very few human beings who cause harm on themselves to get money. Yes, I don't think a human being, the common human being can't injure himself so that he can get money. I mean, why injure yourself, go through pain, and then how will you even enjoy the money? You see? But I'm not saying it can't happen. It can happen that somebody can forge something to do what? To get payment. And that is what I know. But very few people can. Like me, I can't. No way, Jose. I love my face, I love my body, and I will never I can't inflict pain or injury on myself to get money. Not me. Maybe someone else, but not me. And that's why I'm shocked. Jussie is gay. He's handsome. Why would he want to injure his face just to get money? Maybe a straight person can do that. Yes, because in the straight community, image is nothing, especially for a man. They don't really value how they look. Yeah. But a gay man values how he looks. And you cannot make him feel like he is what do you call it? You cannot make him feel like he's a straight person. For gay people, they love image. We love image. We love how we look. We are concerned about how we look. So even if we're looking for money, we will not look for it by injuring ourselves. Yes, that one, that's why I don't buy the argument that Jussie did that. There are very many ways of him getting more money, and an attack was not one of them. Because besides, Jussie is so talented, he can go to another company. Yes. Anyway, so that's what happened to Jussie, and they have arrested him, and they want to. He's been charged with committing a felony, but I don't believe it is a felony because, as I've told you, when you look at the situation, the attack, and the scenario, I can side with Jussie. I'm a judge, so everybody's a judge. Everybody's a judge. Yes, everybody's a judge because everybody's a god. It's just that some people are more judges than others. Just because I'm a judge does not mean I'm going to sit in the high court and I judge. No, that one you have to be qualified according to the laws of the country to sit in that place. But there is a court of public opinion. There is a public court. And because everybody can be judges, but they need to understand, when we say everybody is judges, it does not mean everybody's judgment is the same. The most important judgment is the one of the High Court, the one of the Supreme Court, the one of the Court of Appeal. In a big court building, those are the big judges. But we are just judges, but judges by mouth and without authority. So many people in social media have judged Jussie, and because some of them can also be jealous. Yes. You see, that's why you don't hire everybody to be a judge, because when you are a judge, you tend to take sides. You can be biased. A judge should never be biased, and he should be neutral so that he looks at the situation very well. And judges judge situation as per evidence, not per assertions and beliefs and stereotypes. That's a very dangerous way of judging. You judge as per evidence. So if the evidence is enough to prove that Jussie paid these Nigerian men to attack him, then it means, if there's evidence, then it means he did it. If there's no evidence, then he didn't do it. And it was a homophobic attack. So I'm very happy this case is going on, and the truth will come out, and you will see. And we will come back and do a video about that truth. Now, let's go to another post, and we are going to look at the postponement of the hearing. Let's see the postponement. And that's the breaking news. The High Court postpones ruling on decriminalization of gay sex in Kenya to May. Judge Chacha Mwita says decision not ready as some judges were busy. So this is a very sad news for the LGBT community in Kenya, where we are. And of course, I've already told you I'm also Kenyan. And I know the legal system because I also studied law in my undergraduate studies. So it was a very sad, but it was eventual. It was inevitable, or probable, or possible. Yes, a court can do anything. It can even postpone. It can even throw out a case. Yes. So, and on merit, of course, they give the reasons why they throw out cases. But this one cannot be thrown out because it's a very important matter. It's a constitutional matter. And people needed to understand the importance of decriminalizing gay sex. And I've been telling my friends that they should not lose heart. This is a very important decision and a very important time to be alive because of one thing. You are saving your generation. Remember, Martin Luther King also went to court to deliver black people. And also Mahatma Gandhi went to court to deliver black people. Same to Nelson Mandela. So we as LGBTQ activists, we are also going to court to deliver our people. Moses in the Bible also went to court to deliver the children of Israel. The court he went to was Pharaoh's court, because in the ancient time, where the king sat was a courtroom. Yes, wherever the king sat, that was a courtroom. And it was called the courts of the king. Even till today, the temples, they are courts. I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. I will enter his courts with praise. So the space was called a court. It's a courtyard, because that is where you could see the big people, and that was where the throne of God is. Because the temple, the churches, anywhere that has a place they are worshiping a god, it is a kingdom. It's a courtroom. Because the king, the word of the king is so powerful. When the king declares, kill this person, it happens. That's the word of the king. And we no longer live in monarchies these days. So very few countries are monarchies. So that type of behavior is no longer there. And power is now with the people. But in a monarchical system, the king had power. So whenever you go and see him, he could make judgments about a situation, and he could order people to die. Yes, and that's seen in the book of Esther, when the king of Persia, who was the husband of Esther, had Esther's cry, Queen Esther's cry, that the Jewish people were going to be killed. He immediately ordered the hanging of Haman, who built the gallows to hang the Jews. So that is what you need to understand. The king immediately called for the death of Haman, and Haman was killed. Now, you have to understand, that's the court. A judge is a king. That's why the three arms of government includes the judiciary, judges, includes legislators, and includes the executive, the president. So all of those are kings. They are kings. In a democracy, you have very many kings. In a monarchy, you only have one king. He's a judge. And there are some different types of monarchies. There are constitutional monarchies. There are monarchies with nobles. There are monarchies with lords. There are monarchies with bishops. There are monarchies with priests. And there are monarchies whereby it's only one king leading the people. He's the one who is telling them what to do. He's the one who judges. He's the one who does all of these things. Like Moses, in the story of Moses in the Bible, Jethro told him what to do, because he realized Moses was doing all the donkey work. He was judging every case, from the chicken case to murder. And the guy, Jethro, his father-in-law, said, no, don't do that. Get people to help you, and let those people deal with the simple cases. You will do the complicated cases. And that's what Moses did. So that's what you need to understand about leadership and monarchy. Absolute monarchies are gone. They don't exist. It's because people are so many. The population of people is so many, so you can't deal with all of their cases at the same time. And that's what you need to understand about power. The judges are powerful. Presidents are powerful. Cabinet ministers powerful. They are part of the executive. They are part of the executive. And then you have the what do you call it? You have sorry, the call put me off. I forgot everything. And then you have the legislature. Yes, I've got that. Okay, so I told my Kenyan colleagues and friends they don't have to worry. You have to encourage yourself. Of course, some people are very disappointed. It has taken many years, roughly 6 years, and so people are a bit, not 6 years, roughly 4 years, and people are a bit angry and disappointed with the judges. But that's the courtroom. What can you do? You can't force them to pass judgment. If they passed a judgment that was detrimental to the LGBT community, what would we do? We'd have to have a plan. So the lesson is always have a plan. Expect the unexpected. Always expect the unexpected. Expect the postponement. Expect a judgment that goes against you, and expect a judgment that goes for you. And then you give strategies for all of those outcomes. Now we are living in an AI world. AI world means draw outcomes. Have as many outcomes. A good AI machine is one that has the ability to create as many outcomes as possible. Humans are machines. We are machines because we can create outcomes. You see, that's why they're attacking Jussie. It's because humans have the ability to lie. Yes, it's a very strong ability. It's a very strong ability. And I'm asking myself, can a human even lie in a dream? Yes, it's a very, very good study to do. Do people lie even in dreams? Yes, because if people can lie in dreams, then dreams can be lies. Yes. So you need to understand that communication is very, very important. Like in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve said the truth. Do you know they had a right to lie? They could have lied. They said the truth. Sarah lied to the angel, whom some people believe was even Jesus Christ. She lied. The angel had Sarah laugh, or Jesus, whichever you want. And Sarah laughed when she heard that she was going to be pregnant. You see, I'm also laughing because it was so weird. You know, you have menopause, you're 90, then someone is telling you you're going to get pregnant. Come on, please. Tell me another thing. It tells you she had enough sex with Abraham and realized she can't even get her kid. So she was wondering, what does this man say? And then the angels asked, Sarah, did you laugh? And she said, I didn't laugh. You see, she lied. She lied. And the beauty of that lie, the angel didn't punish her. He just knew it. He lied. And life went on. That's why this thing of Jussie, it's even, why should people be so concerned about him lying? I mean, didn't he injure himself? If he lied, if he really lied, he injured himself. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. The system today in the whole world is going through a makeover. We are in what you call is transitional chaos. The system is fucked up, it's messed up because communication is dead. Yes, nobody knows what truth is, nobody knows what a lie is. That's why the only place that saves truth is the courtroom. That is the only place that truth is saved. The rest of the places, don't be expectant of truth, even from your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Don't expect truth from any of those quarters. The only place truth can be confirmed to be truth is the courtroom, because the courtroom will tell you, will ask for evidence. Yes, that's what you have to understand. Forever and ever, as long as there's a world and there's a courtroom, there has to be evidence. This is why I used to question. I go to church, but I question some things in theology, and I have a right to question. You know, like Judgment Day. What are they going to do? How will they bring all the evidence? You see? Because if God has eyes everywhere, why do we need evidence? He will just punish you. You see? So it doesn't make sense that there's a Judgment Day when there's a God who can see everything. Yes, God can see everything. So why does he want a Judgment Day to judge you? You know? To remind you that you did this. And it doesn't make sense. Jesus died for our sins. So he paid the price. So why is he going to revisit what he already paid for? You see? So theology is going through crisis. Politics is going through crisis. Society is going through crisis. Communication is going through crisis. Legal system is going through crisis. It's because the system has been unraveled. Humans now understand life, and that's what we need to know. Okay, so we wait for Kenya to decide well, and we wish the best to all the LGBTQ persons in Kenya. My prediction, it will be granted, because the Constitution is very clear. The human rights, everybody's human rights are, people have human rights, number one, and they are enshrined in the Constitution: the right to privacy and the right of freedom of expression, and also the freedom of association. You are free to associate, to be part of an association, any association, especially an association that doesn't cause violence. Yes, there are associations that are banned. Why are those associations banned? Because when those associations started, they were very innocent. Yes, but when they caused violence, they were banned. So what does this mean? It's not bad to start an association. Like the gay community is free to have organizations. But if they get involved in criminal activity, which is why we are fighting the anti-homosexuality law, because we are being accused of committing a crime when it's not a crime to be gay. So we want to decriminalize so that our organizations can be recognized fully. Because you see, even they have another court case about the association, freedom of association of the gay community. There's a LGBT organization. Now, the judges were supposed to judge that case before this one, but they couldn't because they were depending on this one. Now this one has not been judged. How will they have that? That one will be postponed. Yes, they can't move. So they're playing a game. They are throwing the back to each other. They can't move. They have to postpone that one, because if this one now declares, even if this one declares that freedom of association is a constitutional right and should be given to the LGBT community, they have tied this court that postponed this case, because they will have to judge according to what these guys have said. Because it will be weird to allow freedom of association but continue criminalizing. Makes no sense. And that's what I'm telling the nation of Kenya. Yes, now I have to talk like a prophet. If you do what? If you make laws that go against a reality, you will have this chaos. Because the reality is people are having sex. Yes, lesbians and gays, they are having sex, and bisexuals, they are. So why are you ignoring the reality? Yes, you're ignoring the reality, and you have laws that are clashing with the reality. So that's what you need to understand is happening in Kenya. It's a very funny game. Like the association one, they have to give them, because what else? Have they killed anybody? No. Nobody has killed. Yes, nobody has killed anybody. You know what killing is? Go and read the penal code. Killing is defined by the penal code, not defined by yourself. So there's a problem of law and order in very many countries. People are defining things by themselves when they have already been defined by the law. And you have to understand that every country, the laws of a country are the dictionary of that country. You see, the anti-homosexuality law of Uganda, was totally different from the Kenyan anti-homosexuality law, or which was colonial. It's not even Kenya's. It came from Britain. So the Ugandan one was so detailed. They even said if you put a finger in any hole other than the vagina, no, even the vagina, if you penetrate with the finger, you have committed homosexuality. That was how it was. But the Kenyan law just says anybody who has carnal knowledge against the order of nature has committed that crime. So you see, Uganda's definition of sodomy is not the Kenyan definition. So what does that mean? It means that every country has a dictionary. The law of that country is a dictionary. So when you are having discussions with people, don't tell people weird things that gays are killing people. Where do they kill people? The penal code has defined killing. It's where somebody has to be dead. Yes, that's what we go by the law. You don't go by guesswork, superstition. Because this is what happened in Salem when they had the witchcraft trials. You see, countries have even the Witchcraft Act, but they don't enforce it because you can't prove witchcraft. You can't. It's impossible. it's impossible to prove witchcraft. That's what happened to King Saul. King Saul killed witches and wizards. Then he needed them when Samuel died. Samuel died, the only prophet Israel had. He died. And when he died, Saul was going to war, and he needed to hear from a prophet. And prophets are satellites. They pick from the spirit world. And the spirit world knows the future. Yes, it knows the future. So the spirit world came to Saul through Samuel's ghost. And Samuel told him, you're going to lose the war. Of course, you can be skeptical and say that, sometimes if you listen to somebody who really influenced your life, you can believe their statement. That's why I don't believe in curses or blessings, for one reason. It depends whom that person is to you. You see, there's a psychological game of domination when someone in authority speaks to you and you take their words to be very heavy. But there are some people who don't take those words seriously and they go on with life. So that's how you live life like that. And as I told you, there's another video I've done in my Querying Science Theology Facebook page, Aquarian Pastor, aka Gay Pastor. You can come and be our friend there. And I did a video and I told people that we have different legal systems. And in these legal systems, people have the most powerful legal system is the scientific legal system. This is science. All of this is a legal system. This is a legal system. All of these things are legal systems. They are following laws. And we as humans also follow laws. That's why homosexuality is a law. Yeah, it's a law. The law of homosexuality is a man who is attracted to another man will have sex with him. It's as simple as that. Lesbianism, the law of lesbianism, a woman who has sex with a woman is a lesbian. Yeah, and we're going to talk about the languages. People confuse lesbians and gays. Then people who have gay sex don't call themselves gay. They are gay. When you have gay sex, you are gay. It's as simple as that. Yes. Because we have the term MSM, men having sex with men. Those are gay men. Yes, it's a fact. Because a man having sex with a man is a homosexual. And the moment that man has sex with a woman, he's a bisexual. Yes, it's as simple as that. So the reason why they say MSM is because there are different types of men. There are gay men, there are bisexual men, there are straight men. Even if a straight man has sex with a man, he's a homosexual because he has had sex with a man. Yes. And he's a homosexual, so he's gay. So that straight man is called gay. Yes, it's simple as that. And if he's a straight man and he has had sex with a man, then he has sex with a woman, he's a bisexual. So he ceases to be straight the moment he has sex with the same sex and the opposite sex, or the same sex alone. So that's what you need to understand. As simple as that. That's why very many women are bisexual, because they want to have children. And to have children, you have it through heterosexual sex. Believe you me, if, like now with IVF, women are having children without having sex with a man. Yeah. Lesbians, they don't need to sleep with a man to have a child. So this is the reality that is scaring very many people. So anyway, there are very many legal systems. And apart from the scientific legal system that's the strongest, the political legal system is the strongest. So the word of the government is powerful. The word of your parents, your other people, they are not so powerful compared to the government, because the government can jail you, it can if it has death penalty, can kill you. Yes, and life will go on. That's the truth of the matter. That's what you need to understand. That's why we are fighting the law of anti-homosexuality. We are fighting it because we know the meaning. The government has a right to arrest a lesbian who is with another lesbian because of such laws. The laws can be non-enforceable. They can stay there unenforceable, but the fact is it can be enforced by another crazy president. You see what even Museveni said? He is not going to make a new law because there is a colonial law. So he's going to stay with that one. You see? So what does this mean? He is still attacking homosexuals because of the colonial law that's there. That's what we need to, and that's why we are fighting the criminalization of gay sex. Okay, so we've talked enough. That's the news. Then we are also following what's happening in Sudan. Very sad events. Now the president has just declared a state of emergency for 1 year, and that's a very sad happening. And this is coinciding with what's happening in Venezuela. There is chaos in Venezuela because Maduro did not accept the results of the election, or the opposition leader Juan said that he won the election and that Maduro has insisted on staying in power. So it has caused a lot of confusion in the country. The country is divided. Venezuela is gone. The only thing that's going to happen is there's a war. There is a war in Venezuela, and we are going to see who's going to win. It's either Maduro or Juan. One of the two is going to win the war. And yes, mark my words, there is a war there. And Colombia is already with the opposition leader. So that shows you Maduro is, if he doesn't get support from anyone else, is a gone case. And Bashir of Sudan is also having problems because the people are revolting against him, mostly the young people. And this is an African problem. It's because the youth unemployment is very high. And because of the youth unemployment, life is becoming hard for the people in Sudan. Like the mistake economists and businessmen make is they want to make profit. But they don't know that the people in the country are so poor that when you increase the price of food or anything, they will not even buy, they'll even complain. You see, this is why I support strikes. Because when you strike, you are looking for, it's because the economy, the business people have increased the prices of food. So it is making your life harder. So you look for you look for a way to protest the harsh living conditions. Because if your salary, this current salary you have, was able to give you a stable life, and you can live, there would be no strikes. But thankfully, there are some constitutions, like the Kenyan constitution, it allows people to strike for that reason. Because people strike for very valid reasons. People don't want to strike. People like working. People like working to get money. So, but you have to understand a country, its economic conditions and the problems it's facing, but nonetheless, there should be synergy between the business community and the government and the population. Very good economies have that synergy. Like the Scandinavian countries are very good. Their economies are super. They have no poor people at all. And it's not because they are white. They have synergy. Yes. Libya had synergy. Gaddafi made sure everybody had a house. Yes, Gaddafi, he tried. You know, much as he was an enemy of Israel, he tried. There are some parts he was very good, and one part I liked was the housing and the taking care of pregnant women. Because every woman who got pregnant, she got $10,000. Yes, 10,000. Is it 10,000 or 1,000? One of the two. I can't remember. 1,000 or 10,000. Forgot it. It's been long. But he gave them money to support, to take care of the child. And that makes sense. Because taking care of children is not an easy job. It's a very hard job. And that's why there are many single mothers. It's because the men know the pressure. Yes, the men run away. There's too much economic pressure on them. So what you need to understand, the world is going through a lot of but not all the world. The Scandinavian countries, they're living in peace. Do you even hear anything about them in the news? Nope, nothing. They got the system that works for them. Very organized. So when you look at Denmark and Norway, they have very good social welfare systems, very good health care system, universal health care. It's working. It's working. Nobody is poor. Everybody has money. Everybody is buying a good phone. There is no strike. Have you ever had nurses striking in Denmark? Never. Life is happening. And it's not that Denmark is the richest country in the world. It's that they have a system that is working. So this is what's supposed to happen in Africa. Africa needs to realize that they have a system that has problems. Yes, because other countries are not having problems. And it's not because they are white. They are organized. Well, some people believe it's because they are white. You know, genetics. When you study genetics, it can really make you a biased person. But there is really no bias because humans have an ability to learn from other humans. That's why the religions of the world are all artificial. Yes, all religions are artificial. And Islam borrowed from Christianity and Judaism. Do you know who were the first people to wear hijab? It was Jews. Yes. And even Arabs. Arabs are relatives to Jews. So the hijab was already there. And Christians used to wear hijab. Paul demanded women to cover their hair if they stand to say anything in church. You see? So, but then things changed because the West and other parts of the world supported liberty. And I also support liberty. Things change. Things change. And many Christians and Muslims don't want to see changes. They want to stay in the guilt-conscious religion. They don't want to live in a liberal... Anyway, I'm happy about life, for one thing. I can do whatever I want. Yes. I can be in a liberal church. I can be in a conservative church. I can even do what? I can sleep around. Yes, that is life. Be free. And so, and if you want to be conservative, I won't stop you from being conservative. Please continue. But don't injure my space. Let me be me. Let me do what I want to do. Don't injure my space. So what I'm trying to tell you is that religion is going through all of these problems, and economies are going through this, like what's happening in Sudan, because of youth unemployment, because of not focusing on the economy, because of very bad policies. All of these are happening. By the way, let me tell you, even to fight corruption, pay people well. It's as simple as that. Corruption is there because people are poor. Yes, I am telling you the truth. Yes, people are poor. Like when you see the corruption cases in Kenya, majority of the people arrested with the big guns are poor people. You know, people, when they look at corruption, they want to look for the big guns. That's what they want. But they forget these big guns had very many small guns helping. Why did they help? It's because they are poor. They knew they were going to get kickback. Very simple kickback. So that's what you need to understand about corruption. Look at the corrupt countries of the world. They are the poorest countries. Yes, the poorest countries are the most corrupt. It's a fact. Go and look at the studies. The richest countries are the least corrupt. Why? People are rich enough. They don't need to steal, because human beings have a limit. Very few humans are greedy. Very few. People think everyone is greedy. No. Let's stop this stereotyping of human beings. Humans are different. Things like greed, not everybody is greedy. That's why I've told you how the European countries have dealt with greed. They have given money to people. They have given their people money until, you know, when someone is greedy for chicken, do you know what you do to him? Give it to him. Pour chicken to him. Pour it. You'll be satisfied. You'll reach a limit and say it's enough. That's what happened in the story of the Bible when they were crying for meat. It is said, God said, you cried for it, I'm pouring it now. And they poured quail and they ate it until they died with choking. Because they wanted the food, and Moses was so angry. He said, okay, you want it, I'm giving it to you. Take it now. Just eat. So that's what you do to your people as a government. Give them the money. Pour it, and see what will happen. They will be so satisfied, they will not want more. Like, that's why you see in Africa, if you look at the unemployment in Africa, it is actually because of the unemployment is amongst the university graduates, not the working poor. Because the working poor does not need a lot of money to survive. The working poor, he only needs roughly $100 per month to survive. Yes, they are poor people whom, if you pay them $200 per month, they will love you forever. So what has happened is this working poor has already calculated the lifestyle he wants, and he's very content with it. And you see, that's why poverty is a very sad thing. It's because you can get so used to it that you don't even want to leave it. That's what is happening in Africa. Some people want to stay in that poverty situation, like the biggest slum in Africa, again in Kenya. My goodness, we're going to be talking about Kenya today. Kibera slum. When you go there, those people will tell you, and you tell them, there are apartments here we've built for you, come and stay here. No. I'm happy with this space I have. It's cheaper. I've calculated very well. That one is more expensive. So you see, the poor man has already shaped his life, and he's happy with it. He's used to it. It's not even happiness. He's just used to it. It's so new. He's so used to it that if he moves to a better house, he even feels weird because he's not used to it. So this is what you need to understand about economic development. It is also involves your psychological development. So that's what you need to understand about society. And so like now in Africa, the university graduates are more enlightened about life, and they want a big life. They like posh life because they have been exposed. They watched movies. They can search the internet and look at an American house, and they can see that I can get this thing So they act like that, and they look, when they don't get a job, they are more frustrated than the working poor, because the working poor is already used to life. They can live with less than $1 a day and still smile, you know. But the university graduates cannot live like that. They feel very wasted and they feel very bad. I saw a very nice cartoon that was showing students who are getting loans and then they are being arrested, you know. And it shouldn't be like that, because if you get a loan and you don't have a job, your loan should be written off. And you should not be disturbed, because to get a loan means you are guaranteed you will get a job. Otherwise, if you have a loan system whereby the students are not going to, you know for sure they won't get a job, then you are actually a sinister authority, that you are trapping people to be loan sharks. And in the end, you can even have the majority of the country in jail. Yes, it's very serious. So I support the European system of government. The European system has what you call unemployment benefits for people who don't have jobs and they went to university. They are put in a program whereby they get benefits until they get a job. That's what should happen. So you should never demand an unemployed person to pay a loan. How will he pay it? There's no sense. It's not logical. How do you want this person to pay a loan and he even doesn't have a job? Are you out of your mind? You see how Europe is very organized? Yes, I like them. I like Europe. They are thinking. So they come and they have the unemployment benefit system. They are now the new system being discussed worldwide, and we haven't done it in Rex Arthur, is Andrew Young's party. Universal basic income. Yes, I support it. I support it with all my heart, because when you give people money, you will give people purchasing power to buy whatever they want. Yes, it's as simple as that. If you give people money, they will have the higher purchasing power. And high purchasing power means high GDP. It's as simple as that. High purchasing power, high GDP. When you have high GDP, you have the ability to pay your debts. It's as simple as that. So you see how the UBI is a very good system. It's going to work. It's a masterpiece. And Andrew Young has even said this idea is not new. It has been there since 1962. There's a guy who, Mr. Milton, he brought that idea. Yes, he brought that idea, and it was not picked up, but now people are going to pick it up. Do you know why people are picking it up? There's too much debt in the system. Look at what Bill Gates did. Wow. In fact, this is now the next news item. Bill Gates has written off $62 billion of Nigerian debt. Congratulations to Bill Gates. Very happy with that man. Yes, that is how a rich man can save the elite, because he has proved what I have always been saying. The rich are the ones who have caused the inequality in the world. It's not the poor. They have no power. It's the rich. That's why I've said it's a crying shame that in the 21st century we don't have a trillionaire. Thankfully, Apple and Amazon hit 1 trillion. Congratulations. So my prayer was answered. Yeah, I was wondering, in this world, we mean we don't have a trillionaire? Not even a company that's worth $1 trillion? That's a disaster. Because when you have very many trillionaires, you will have extremely many millionaires. That's what you need to understand. That is how the economy is. It's a pyramid. And to make the world economy very good, make life easy for the poor, to a certain extent, poverty will disappear. And look at who did it, Bill Gates. And Bill Gates predicted that by 2050, the world will be out of poverty. And with such a gesture, it will happen. It will happen. Yes, I was very happy with him because 48% of the world's wealth is in 200 men's bank account. 200 men. Roughly. Yes. Can you imagine? Those 200 men can save the planet economically. Yes. It's very, let me tell you, when you study the economy, you will sleep, because Bill Gates is making money because he sells to the whole world. He has a product that the whole world wants. That's why he's great. Mark Zuckerberg became a billionaire because the product he sold, called Facebook, everybody wants it. Everybody wants Facebook. Jeff Bezos became a billionaire because everybody wants his product. Amazon, people like buying goods online. It saves them walking distance. Sometimes the good is in China or the good is in Germany, and you really like it, but you can't go to Germany, so you order it online and you get it. Brilliant. Saved people. Saved them. And so he's making money from that. You know? So these guys, when they became rich, there is a problem they faced. Like, do you know, if Africa was a first world continent, if Africa was a first world continent, do you know what would have happened to Apple? Apple would be worth $100 trillion. I'm telling you. Africa, if Africa, the continent of Africa, was a first world continent, Apple, $100 trillion today. Reason being, people will buy Apple phones. I'm telling you, you don't. In Africa, people like buying things and they love phones. They love talking. So they would have an Apple phone, a Samsung phone. Yes, it's possible to have 3 phones. Why is it? There's no problem with it. You know, one wants to use Apple. So when the guys have iPhones, you know, in Africa, it's because they have the money, the purchasing power to buy an iPhone. And that's where the world is going. Let me tell you, the world is going to be rich. We are all going to be rich. It's just that we wish it happened now, because some of us, our time is ending. When the world starts becoming rich, we'll be so old we won't enjoy it. You know, this is why the old men and women are working very hard to fight aging. Yes, they are fighting aging. And aging is being fought thanks to the transhumanist scientists that are out there. So, this is what's happening. So basically, rich people have a responsibility to solve the economic problems of the world, not the poor. It's not the poor's fault that he's poor. It is the system. The system. That's why I've told you, you cannot say the whole world is in chaos, like I would want to say. Yes, some countries are not in chaos. Finland is very perfect. Denmark is very perfect. In fact, in Denmark, they commit suicide because life is too good. They don't know what to do with their time. They don't know what to do with their time. Everything is so good. They're just saying, I'm even bored with life. Let me just leave the planet early. Yeah. So anyway, enough of the news. Those are my views. When I talk about economics, I can talk about it all day. But what I'm saying is Africa needs to understand it's in crisis because the car it's driving has a problem. many problems. And if they want to solve it, they just have to solve the whole system. Call the Finnish people, call the Danish. Don't fear them. They are humans. Tell them we need advice. What can we do in our system? Yes, don't fear calling a Danish person. Don't fear calling a Swede to come and help you. Yes, we help each other. The world is human. Forget about racism. Forget about homophobia. Help each other. That's where the world is going. That's what we are having. We are having a one world. Yes, we are united. Singularity is arriving. That's why now we have interfaith community, Religions are uniting because they have realized we are all worshipping the same God whom we even don't know who he is or what he is. You see? You can't tell a Muslim that he's not worshipping the right God. Neither can a Muslim tell you you're not worshipping the right God. How do they know? Tell that God to calm down. Yes, do an Elijah test. Do an Elijah test. It's as simple as that. So that's what you need to understand. That's the life of the world. And it's going to get better. It's getting better. Even though there are struggles, it's part of life. You must understand, we humans are cogs in time. Cogs. And as we go on like that, as cogs, some of us die before the realization of our dreams or the global dream of a better world. It's a fact. But it doesn't mean you should feel bad when someone dies. Everybody has a role they play. Yes, we all have a role we are playing in the world, and you don't need to fear anything. You don't need to fear anything. These days, I've really taught myself about things like death, all of these things that people go through. I have taught myself, and I'm very happy. I'm happy with life. It's not that I'm living the life I want to live, but I do my best to live the life I want to live. Yes, I do my best. And even if I die in doing my best, I am happy. You see, the most important thing about life, every day, there's a nice statement from Joyce Meyer, the pastor, the pastor who teaches very many women. I loved it forever, and I used to use it even in my gay account. Enjoying everyday life. So I used to say enjoying my everyday life being gay. That was my mantra. So I borrowed it from her. What I liked about it is that every day you should enjoy every day. You should try to. Your goal in a day is, today I must be happy. I should be happy, because happiness is very powerful. You see, as I talked about the working poor, look at these people here. Look at these people. See, those are people on the ground. They are resting. They are just resting. And if that's what's making them happy, they are happy. It's not that they have $1 million. No. They just want to be happy. And so, what I liked about that statement, enjoying everyday life, is try your best to enjoy it, even when you don't have the money to enjoy it. Yes. Try and be happy with the little you have. That's what you need to understand about life. And I liked that statement, especially when you're a gay person. Oh my goodness, life is not that easy. It's not easy. And because you don't get a job because you're gay. People look at you, they don't like you. People fight you because you're gay. You go to the church, they don't like you. So life is so miserable. You can't even form any relationship. Some people even feel like giving up, because they feel they want to fall into the society's mold. Yes, I told somebody, you can't force a gay person. It's very wrong to force gay people to marry in the name of living for the society. No. A gay person should do what he wants. Yes, that's what you need to understand. You can't. It's wrong. It is. Can you imagine someone forcing you to marry someone? You straight person. You are forced to marry someone in the name of keeping up with the society. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. You can't force somebody. A person has consent. Let him do what he wants. He knows what he's doing. So you don't need to force them. And I always tell gay people, don't you dare fall into that trap. We've seen it. We have very many people we know. They fell into that trap. They even divorced. Life became even bad because they were trying to live up to the society. You don't live up to the society. Society did not give birth to you. Yes, you came to this world alone and you will live it alone. So that's what you need to understand about life. So now when you've lived life and you're alone and it's hard, try and enjoy it, even in the hardness. Really try and push on, and always seek assistance anywhere you can. Yes, seek assistance anywhere you can. I always tell the LGBTQ organizations, they have a lot of work. Yes, that's what I even tell the donors from the West, that really there's a lot of work. To be honest, there is too much work. There's a friend of mine, he's doing that in Uganda, and he was not impressed. He was so shocked the amount of work needed in Uganda. And I told him, yes, that's a reality. Okay guys, I can talk sometimes and I've talked enough, and that's the recap of the news that's happening in the world: Kenya, Venezuela, Sudan, and America.